smartphone. I mean, that pretty much sums it up. So this is the Galaxy S20 FE. Yeah, so when I was looking to finally upgrade from my old phone, which I'll show you in a sec, I went with this one because the monthly payments were cheaper. So I love this damn thing, except for one thing. You cannot buy a case at any physical store. There are no physical stores anywhere that you can buy it for the S20 FE. At least not anywhere near me, and at least not that I know of. So if you know of one, well, let me know. I'm here to talk about the history of the smartphones that I have owned. That's right, we're taking a deep dive into my smartphone history in true Dankpod style. That was a terrible Australian accent. Check him out. He's awesome. So I've been rocking the S20 FE for almost a full year now, and I honestly love this thing. I mean, it is super quick, it is fast, and it is pretty good. It does everything that I need it to be. I mean, the screen, it looks fantastic. It is everything that I could need and everything I need to do to get work done on a daily basis. But the downside is no headphone jack. No headphone jack! Damn you, Samsung. I had faith that you were not going to follow Apple's footsteps in removing the headphone jack. Disappointed. I hate these things. I've gone through like 3 or 4 of these. I've kept this one around because to make an example of it for a video such as this. And look, I work full-time. I work in retail warehouse. My phone gets used every day. And no, I don't have any Bluetooth headphones yet. When I'm listening to music, the phone sits in its case in my pocket. Not my front pocket, by the way, not my back pocket, because I'm too afraid to hit the wall or something and back into it, because I also do drive a standing forklift. And when they're in your pocket, they're rustling around and everything. These things die. They die. They get shorted out, they get really crunchy, and sometimes they just get really, really quiet. The headphones are fine. The headphones can last much longer, but these, no. Like I said, I've gone through 3 or 4 of these, but I still love this thing, so. Alright, so here, oh god. Here is my previous phone. Wait, let me get it in frame here, and brace yourselves, folks. All right, 3, 2, 1. Oh God! Look at that doozy. Oh. Oh. This is my Galaxy S7 Edge. Yeah, I should probably explain this. So this happened. I was building furniture, and I didn't throw it. I placed a hammer right next to my phone, and I guess it just tapped the edge of my phone. But this, oh boy. Long story short, I was picking up a pallet, and I stumbled, and it hit, and the pallet stopped on my front pocket. And my phone was facing up in my front pocket, and this is where the corner of the pallet stopped on my leg. But believe it or not, I actually lived with this phone, in this condition, for over a year. Why? Well, because I'm a cheapskate. So what can I say? So that's why these videos are still in 1080 for now. If you can't tell, there's tape on this, because this can get dangerous, you know, and everything, and I had to change the tape a number of times as I was using this. So, but look at that. Look at that. Can you hear that? Ugh. Nasty. So, you might be wondering, why did I never get this fixed? Well, it's the edge screen. These edge screens are very hard and very expensive to repair. Forget about Samsung. Some local shops, they flat out refuse to do the work because it is that time-consuming and risky to repair. But it has a headphone jack. Case closed. But the ultimate question is, does it work? It does! This might take a minute. There it is. So let's try the fingerprint. Oh, of course. Yeah, I know, no SIM. Now, one thing you might notice. Yeah, this thing is slow. I mean, I'm not really sure what I was expecting for a, however old this phone is, for a phone that's, what, almost 5 years old? Let's open an app. Mind you, I'm not connected to the internet. So I can't really do much with this phone because the SIM card's been deactivated and I don't really want to go through the trouble of putting my new SIM card into this one. I don't really use this phone at all. It really just kind of sits in its box, and every once in a while I'll take it out to charge it. And the main reason for that is, other than it being really slow, it gets extremely hot. Like, yeah, it gets so hot, I'm afraid this is going to turn into the Galaxy Note 7 and explode on me.
Turn off your Galaxy Note 7s immediately to avoid something like this happening to you.
The last thought in my head is that a brand new device is going to burn down my car or my house.
And I'm just kind of keeping it around because I'm not really sure what to do with it. I mean, maybe I'll take it to one of those eco ATMs and they'll give me like $5 for it. If I'm lucky. But back in the day, this phone was the shit, and it still holds a place in my heart. And now, we get into my very first smartphone. The Galaxy S3. Okay, I don't have my Galaxy S3 anymore. It stopped working, and so I recycled it. And I mean serious, it never worked again. If I plugged it in, nothing happened. Absolutely nothing. I remember that phone had a removable back on it. My grandfather actually had the same phone, and the biggest problem with the Galaxy S3 was the battery. That thing sucked. Both of us ended up going to a battery store and buying new batteries, new off-brand batteries for our Galaxy S3s. It got so bad to where the micro USB port was so bad. I don't know what was wrong with it, but every time I tried to plug it in, it would just go in, it would not charge, and it just wouldn't charge and everything. But another problem that phone had, I just remembered this, the speaker went out. Now luckily this was at a time, you remember the speaker, it was next to the camera and the light? I remember I had to plug my phone into a tiny little speaker just so I could hear my alarm clock going off so I could get up for school the next day. But eventually I got my hands on a new speaker and I fixed it. Yeah, thank God for that removable back. I mean, just shows that era of smartphones. You really can't do that today. You can't really repair your smartphones all that much without so much hassle and everything. I mean, nowadays you have to use like heat guns and you have to melt the glue that holds phones together and everything. It's just, it's far outside of my school range. I mean, I'm not a repair technician or anything. I'm just a filmmaker who also makes tech videos on YouTube. Occasionally. And last but not least, we have a final bonus phone that I want to show you. Alright, you ready? You ready? Whoa! This is total bean-shaped nugget right here. I got this when I was 14 years old. I was in like 7th or 8th grade. Does it work? Oh! We got light. Whoa, 3G? Oh, the Freeman team. I forgot that was on there. Oh my God, look at me. I was a sophomore in high school when I took that picture. And if you look closely, I'm wearing Google Glass. You remember that? Remember Google Glass? This was, what, 2013 I took this picture. My teacher, Don Wettrick, love you, man. He actually had a pair of Google Glass lent to him by Google themselves. Everybody in the class wanted to get their hands on it. And everybody took selfies of them wearing Google Glass, myself included. Ryan and I even did a football feature featuring Google Glass. And as you can see, this is not a touchscreen. Here's how we unlock. Press OK to unlock. Ugh. I remember hearing that sound so many times. So, in case you haven't figured it out, this is not a smartphone. But it was my first real phone, and by that I mean a phone that was on an actual carrier and not a prepaid one. But if it's not a smartphone, how do you get any sort of messaging or work done or Facebook or social media? Well, we'll get to that. Feast your eyes, folks. What? Do you remember these? Look at this. Look at this. Ah, tactile controls. So, like I said, this is not a smartphone. You cannot connect to the internet. Well, you can, but there's a catch to that. But we'll get to that in a minute. This was basically my parents telling me, oh, you want a phone, kid? You got the bare minimum. Deal with it. See, this was 2010, you know. A lot of people had phones like this, you know. Or people had the other kind of phones where the keyboard slid landscape from the side of the phone instead of the bottom. It's not like today where everybody and their grandmother has a smartphone. But yeah, let's go through this thing. Menu. Ooh. You know what? This is surprisingly snappy. Ooh, let's play Bubble Bash 2 and what? Whoa! No! No, 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 no! Oh. Phew. That was close. Yeah, if you're around my age, you'll probably know that this button right here was the devil. It was a button you did not press. But I'm gonna do it anyway. Oh! Wow, unable to connect. But that's alright, there's no SIM card in it anyway, it's not going to do anything. This is how you went on to the internet. But if you did that, that meant you were going to get it when you got home. We would hit that end button like our lives depended on it. If you want an example of what it was like to have a first phone in the early 2010s, this is it. But what kind of connectivity do we have? We've got a micro USB, a camera button, volume control, and what is this? No headphone jack. 10 years apart. One thing in common. No headphone jack. Yeah, you couldn't listen to music on this thing. I want you to listen to something that I used to hear on a daily basis. That little tune played every time I sent a text message. And I mean every time. I actually became pretty efficient at it, especially in class. I think it's interesting to look back at all this stuff and see how far technology has come. I mean, we went from not being able to do jack shit to the Galaxy S3, which was the Galaxy S3, to this thing, and now to the current modern day smartphone, even though this one is technically a year out of date. But it still works and it's still fully supported, so that's all that matters. But yeah, that does it for me. I just thought I'd make this fun little video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you want to see more, let me know in the comments below. Until then, I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.